Have you ever wondered what separates those who achieve extraordinary success from those who remain stuck in mediocrity? What if I told you that the difference isn't talent, luck, or circumstances, but something far more controllable? Today, we're diving deep into Tony Robbins' groundbreaking masterpiece that has transformed millions of lives and continues to shape the personal development industry nearly 4 decades later. Tony Robbins burst onto the personal development scene in 1986 with Unlimited Power, a revolutionary text that challenged everything people believed about human potential and achievement. At just 26 years old, Robbins had already studied under some of the world's most successful individuals, from business moguls to world-class athletes, uncovering the specific patterns that separate peak performers from average achievers. This isn't your typical self-help book filled with feel-good platitudes and empty promises. Unlimited Power represents a systematic approach to human excellence, grounded in what Robbins calls the new science of personal achievement. Drawing from neuro-linguistic programming, cognitive psychology, and decades of real-world observation, Robbins presents a blueprint for taking control of your mental and emotional states to produce extraordinary results. The book emerged during a pivotal moment in American culture when traditional career paths were shifting and individuals were seeking more control over their destinies. Robbins recognized that success wasn't random but followed specific patterns that could be identified, studied, and replicated. His central premise challenges the victim mentality that keeps people trapped, instead positioning readers as the architects of their own experience. What makes this work particularly compelling is Robbins' background as someone who overcame significant personal challenges, including poverty and family dysfunction, to build a multi-million-dollar empire while still in his 20s. This authenticity permeates every page, making complex psychological concepts accessible to anyone willing to apply them. Unlimited Power operates on the fundamental principle that human beings already possess all the resources necessary for success, but most people simply don't know how to access and utilize these internal capabilities effectively. Robbins argues that the quality of your life is determined by the quality of the questions you ask yourself and the actions you consistently take based on your beliefs and mental models. The book is structured around 7 fundamental principles that govern human achievement. These aren't abstract concepts, but practical tools that readers can immediately implement to create measurable changes in their lives. Robbins emphasizes that success leaves clues, and by studying what successful people do differently, anyone can reproduce similar results in their own life. Central to Robbins' methodology is the concept of modeling excellence. Rather than reinventing the wheel, he advocates identifying individuals who have already achieved what you want to accomplish and then systematically studying their beliefs, mental strategies, and behavioral patterns. This approach dramatically reduces the time and effort required to achieve significant breakthroughs. The book also introduces readers to the power of physiology and state management. Robbins demonstrates how subtle changes in posture, breathing, and movement can instantly alter your emotional states and decision-making capacity. He provides specific techniques for anchoring peak states and accessing them on demand, giving readers unprecedented control over their internal experience. Perhaps most importantly, Unlimited Power addresses the limiting beliefs and internal conflicts that sabotage most people's efforts toward improvement. Robbins doesn't just identify these psychological barriers, but provides concrete strategies for eliminating them permanently. He shows how to reprogram your unconscious mind to support rather than undermine your conscious goals. The book concludes with advanced strategies for influence and communication, teaching readers how to build rapport quickly, understand others' communication styles, and present ideas in ways that naturally motivate action. These skills prove invaluable, not just for personal success, but for creating positive impact in others' lives. The foundation of Robbins' system rests on what he calls the ultimate success formula, a 4-step process that underlies all of achievement. First, you must know exactly what you want with crystal clarity and specificity. Vague goals produce vague results, so Robbins emphasizes the importance of defining outcomes in sensory-specific terms. Second, you must take massive action toward your goal, not tentative steps or half-hearted efforts. Third, you must develop sensory acuity to notice whether your actions are moving you closer to or further from your desired outcome. Finally, you must maintain behavioral flexibility, constantly adjusting your approach until you achieve your objective. The concept of modeling forms another cornerstone of the book. Robbins explains that excellence isn't mysterious, but follows predictable patterns. By identifying someone who has already achieved what you want and studying their specific beliefs, mental syntax, and physiology, you can dramatically compress your learning curve. He provides detailed case studies showing how he used modelling to master complex skills in record time, from improving his tennis game to building business expertise. State management represents perhaps the most immediately practical element of Robbins' teaching. He demonstrates that your emotional and mental state in any moment determines the quality of your decisions and actions. Through specific techniques involving physiology, focus, and language patterns, readers learn to access peak states on demand rather than hoping they'll occur naturally. Robbins provides anchoring techniques that allow you to capture and recreate your most resourceful states whenever needed. The book extensively covers the role of beliefs in shaping human experience. Robbins argues that beliefs act as commands to your nervous system, literally determining what you'll perceive as possible or impossible. He outlines a systematic process for identifying limiting beliefs and replacing them with empowering alternatives. This includes techniques for breaking negative behavioural patterns and installing new supportive behaviours that align with your goals. Communication and influence form another major component, with Robbins introducing readers to the concept of representational systems. He explains how people process information differently through visual, auditory, and kinesthetic channels, and provides specific strategies for matching others' communication preferences to build instant rapport. This section includes advanced techniques for reading body language, understanding vocal patterns, and using language to create powerful emotional responses. The power of questions receives significant attention, with Robbins demonstrating how the questions you habitually ask yourself shape your focus and consequently your results. He provides specific question patterns that successful people use and shows how to redirect your mental focus from problems to solutions, from limitations to possibilities. This reframing process alone can create dramatic shifts in motivation and creativity. Values and their hierarchy represent another crucial element explored in depth. Robbins shows how understanding your core values and their relative importance allows you to make decisions with confidence and align your actions with what matters most to you. He provides exercises for clarifying your values and identifying potential conflicts that might be creating internal tension or self-sabotage. Finally, the book addresses the importance of contribution and leaving a legacy. Robbins argues that true fulfillment comes not just from personal achievement, but from using your success to make a positive difference in others' lives. He demonstrates how the most successful individuals consistently look for ways to add value and create win-win outcomes in their relationships and business dealings. The first major takeaway centers on taking complete responsibility for your life experience. Robbins demonstrates that blame and excuses are luxury items that successful people cannot afford. By accepting total responsibility for your results, you reclaim the power to change them. This shift from victim to creator mentality represents the fundamental difference between those who achieve their goals and those who remain stuck making excuses. Understanding the power of decision-making forms another crucial lesson. Robbins reveals that your decisions, not your conditions, determine your destiny. He shows how successful people make decisions quickly and change them slowly, while unsuccessful people make decisions slowly and change them quickly. The quality and speed of your decision-making directly correlates with your level of success in any area of life. The concept of massive action versus passive hoping represents a game-changing insight. Robbins demonstrates that knowledge without action is worthless, and that taking imperfect action is infinitely superior to taking no action while waiting for perfect conditions. He shows how successful individuals consistently take more action than their peers, creating more opportunities for feedback and course correction. Mastering your physical state emerges as a surprisingly powerful tool for personal transformation. Robbins provides specific techniques showing how changes in posture, breathing, and movement instantly affect your emotional state and cognitive capacity. This physiological approach to state management gives readers immediate control over their internal experience, regardless of external circumstances. The importance of modelling excellence rather than trying to figure everything out independently represents another key insight. Robbins demonstrates how studying and copying the specific strategies of successful people can compress decades of learning into months or weeks. This approach requires humility, but produces dramatically faster results than trial and error experimentation. Developing sensory acuity to read situations and people accurately becomes essential for navigating complex social and business environments. Robbins teaches readers to notice subtle changes in voice tone, body language, and breathing patterns that reveal others' true thoughts and feelings. This enhanced awareness allows for more effective communication and influence. Understanding the role of pain and pleasure in human motivation provides crucial insight into behaviour change. Robbins explains how people will do more to avoid pain than to gain pleasure, and shows how to associate massive pain with negative behaviours and massive pleasure with positive ones. This psychological lever can overcome years of unsuccessful attempts at change. The power of questions to direct focus and create breakthrough thinking represents another transformational tool. Robbins provides specific question patterns that successful people use to maintain motivation, solve problems creatively, and stay focused on solutions rather than obstacles. These questions become tools for mental conditioning and emotional management. Building compelling futures that pull you forward becomes essential for sustained motivation. Robbins shows how to create vivid, emotionally compelling visions of your desired outcomes that automatically generate motivation and persistence. This future focus prevents you from being trapped by past limitations or current circumstances. Finally, the importance of contribution and adding value to others' lives emerges as a key component of lasting fulfillment. Robbins demonstrates that success without significance leads to emptiness, and that the most fulfilled individuals consistently look for ways to use their abilities to benefit others while achieving their own goals. Unlimited Power stands as more than just another personal development book. It represents a comprehensive system for human excellence that has withstood the test of time. Nearly 4 decades after its initial publication, the principles Robbins outlined continue to produce remarkable results for individuals willing to apply them consistently. The book's enduring relevance stems from its focus on universal patterns of human psychology rather than trendy techniques or temporary strategies. What makes this work particularly valuable is its integration of theoretical understanding with practical application. Robbins doesn't just explain why these principles work, he provides specific step-by-step processes for implementing them in real-world situations. This combination of insight and practicality allows readers to create immediate changes while building long-term capabilities for continued growth. The book's greatest strength lies in its empowering message that extraordinary results are available to anyone willing to master their internal states and take consistent action toward their goals. Rather than promoting dependence on external factors or lucky breaks, Robbins puts the tools for success directly in readers' hands. This message of personal empowerment continues to inspire individuals to take control of their destinies and create lives of greater fulfillment and achievement. For anyone serious about maximizing their potential and creating extraordinary results, Unlimited Power provides both the roadmap and the tools necessary for transformation.